Here's the unemployment choo-choo. With another edition of the unemployment choo-choo. And, Jeff, we have a lot of interesting things to discuss this week.
Oh, do we, Rizzo?
We do. You know, this COVID stuff has us all inside. And I don't know. I mean, are you finding yourself watching things that you would never have watched in the past, or?
I find that to be the case very often, and I will stumble upon obscure things. You know, some of my usuals that I always go to when it comes to, you know, like American Pickers.
Okay.
Albeit court cam.
Ooh.
But like today, I noticed that I was spending an exorbitant amount of time watching the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, see, I like that. See, I found myself getting into old-time stuff, too. So Andy Griffith, that's good. Now, I was watching Thoroughly Modern Millie. You familiar?
I'm not, no, and I don't think anybody else, but go ahead.
Thoroughly Modern Millie is a theatrical production. And, you know, it was about a modern Millie, a modern woman back in the day whose name was Millie. And it got me thinking, Jeff, I haven't seen a Millie in a long time. I haven't met a Millie. Do you know the last Millie that I knew was my Nana, my great-grandmother. Her name was Agnes. She had a roommate, and her name was Millie, or Millicent. And she passed in the early aughts, Jeff, and I haven't met a Millie since.
I used to work with a Millie way back in the day in the early 2000s. I still really don't know much of what she did at a radio station, Q102 back in Philadelphia back in the day. All I know is that awkwardly, I thought that she was living out of her office. And it would be Friday night, Saturday night, she'd be in there like late at night. And her hair was bad wigs. The wigs weren't good. And she wore a lot of makeup. It was very much caked on, but she sweat a lot. So
she was a sweater, and you're telling me you think Millie lived inside of the radio station?
I do, because her jeans, the joke was her jeans didn't change very often. She was very skinny.
Okay.
Yet had a rack up top to die for.
Really? Now, how old was Millie?
You know, it's one of those obscure questions. I don't think she was very old. I mean, late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
So I don't know. Everybody thought that Millie like doubled as something. You know.
You mean when you say double?
Some stuff on the side.
So like you mean like she was Millie to you, but maybe she was an Ethel or a Patty outside of the station, kind of a thing, or?
You got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you something. Did you ever just say to yourself, "Whatever happened? Whatever happened to the innocence of the names of old? What happened to the names of yonder?" I mean, all these people have these cool names, you know, like Jadakiss, and like, you know, DMX, and like, you know, Rockefeller, and like Shabazz, you know?
Yeah. Where's like, where's a Bernard?
Where's a Bernie? That's it.
Yeah, like, where's a good Bernard?
Where's a big Dick? You know, I'm a Richard. Where's a Dick?
You are. And you know what? You're afraid to embrace it.
You know what's funny? I can get into my hesitancy on the Dick in a couple of minutes. To be honest with you,
I bet you would own Edgar over owning Dick.
Well, what's a nickname for Edgar? Is it Gur? Like what?
Oh, no. It's how about Ed?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
okay.
That's true. Well, no, see, because Ed to me isn't.
Forget the Ed part. Let's just go with the Gur.
Gur. That's true. Okay. See, now here's the thing. Edgar to me is somebody who is. See, to me, that's just like he's not a welcoming guy. I'm a charismatic guy. When I think of a Dick, I think of, I don't know. I think of like Richard Pryor. Why didn't he go by his stage name Dick Pryor? You know?
Did he have any jokes? He's a comedian. I mean, wide open. That's how you could really start your set every time with that.
The thing is,
that's what you would do.
Well, here's the thing. When you're a Richard, you are very aware and self-conscious of the dick. It's like an unwritten thing that every Richard knows about the dick, but there hasn't been a Richard with enough confidence to embrace the dick.
Now, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Do you, when you come into a new situation at times, all right, and you come weeble-wobbling in, Richard, and you wobble in and you sit down with people, are you waiting for the funny guy in the room to hit you with the dick?
It depends on the situation. I wait for the dick, but you can always tell who's going to drop the dick when you walk in. So, like, for example, if I'm out to a luncheon, with a colleague, or we're at a work luncheon, I can always look at somebody and say, you are going to be the one to drop the dick. And you know what? It's never the person you would think.
It's not like, say you're like, it's hanging there and there's like, he thinks he's like a hot shot up and coming program director. And, he'd be like, hey, what's going on, dick?
Right. Well, see, here's the thing. You would think that. But he's the funny guy who whispers it into the, older, operations manager. And she's the one that goes, well, at least my name's not Dick.
Right. Okay.
So you have to...
just knowing that, and I don't think I ever have made the dick jokes with you. And I always wondered, sometimes, is that something that's in the back of your head? Like, if you're overweight, is like the shirt too tight, or, anything, I have a lazy eye. People notice it. For you, the burden that you carry is the burden of the dick.
It is, and you know what? The dick burden it's oftentimes insurmountable. And I'll tell you, my mom, obviously, she goes in with the dick thing all the time.
Oh, really?
All the time. I'm Dick. Hey, Dick, what are you doing, Dick? Stop being a dick, Dick. Come on, Dick.
She gives you,
She gives me a dick.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're a dick, Dick. Stop being a big dick, Dick. Shut up, Dick.
So do you think that she gave you the name Richard just so that she could use the dick jokes?
I'll tell you what. I think she gave me the name Richard to appease my dad. However, in the back of her mind, she said, at least I can give him the dick jokes. And I think that's why she didn't fight it.
Well, to appease your dad. I mean, your dad is a fun-loving guy. Right?
He is, but wait a minute.
So did he give you the name to humor himself?
He's a dick himself. I'm a junior.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you got. You're Dick Junior.
I'm Dickie Junior. I'm Lil Dick.
You were the Little Dick.
I am Lil Dick.
Even worse.
You can say what you want, but I'm Lil Dick.
Yes, you are. You should have told me that.
Now
you've brought that to light, and that will never leave me.
Well, you know what? It's not the first time that's been said to me, huh?
No. That's what she said.
Yes. Here's the unemployment choo-choo. All right, back here on the unemployment choo-choo with Lil Dick and Jeff.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on now? I would like to add that, my mom did want to correct something. Now, remember how, I guess, I said I'm the Lil Dick because, my dad was the original Dick?
Right, correct.
Well, my mom wanted me to make sure that it was known that my dad was actually Lil Dick and I'm Micro Dick. So that's how we're known in our family, Lil and Micro. Well,
that explains a lot.
It does. It explains the constant anger and frustration.
Right. It really brings clarity to the dick that you are.
It does. Yes. Or lack thereof.
Correct.
I've been waiting to grow up my whole life, and it just doesn't seem to be happening.
And we know why.
There we go. All right.
Well, hang in there, Junior.
I'm trying, little man. Now, it makes me think, though, I think that this dick discussion brings up a more important issue. And it's these old-fashioned names. It's these names that, I think you're a modern name. I mean, I don't know. I think Jeff is sort of like a name from, the 70s on kind of a thing.
Yeah, Jeff bores me.
It's a name.
It's a saltine cracker.
It is.
Name. And there's, what do you get? Oh, it's Jeff. It's saltine cracker name.
It's safe. I'll give you that. It's a safe name. It's not. It doesn't give you the feels.
Right, it's a Triscuit.
It is.
Triscuits are okay. Do you really go for them? No, but you'll eat it. If there's something on it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you put a Jeff in your mouth, you need a sip of water afterwards.
You got it. That's it.
But there are a lot of names, Jeff, that are kind of on the come up. And I think people are hearkening back to a time before phones, before TVs, before internets. They want to feel like, I don't know, like, remember back in the day when things were okay?
Okay.
I
do. Yes.
Well, I found
not back in the 1800s, but I remember.
You remember, even Alex
had phones and stuff.
Even Alex P. Keaton times. You had to be at home to receive a phone call. You had 3, 6, and 10. You had 3 channels. I mean, things were just easier.
I love when Alex P. Keaton comes up in conversations.
Yes. Yeah. He's listen, he was an icon of the 80s, but as we've gotten more quote unquote progressive, we've gone to names like Brooklyn. We've gone to names like, Ian and Buzz,
Right, and bold with these names and getting creative, I saw the other day somebody's baby was named Earth. Now imagine if that baby grows up to be overweight. That's bad news.
Yeah, and especially if he's fat.
Yeah.
Like, you got to really watch your weight if that's your name, because
you're destined to be fat if you're Earth.
You're right. And of course, you go shopping and you're in Value City. And they say, what's your name? And you say Earth, and then he's fat. And then they go, well, I got your equator. Here's the belt. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. Well, that was a dick finger joke. All right.
Was that a micro dick joke?
Yes, it was, yeah.
I have a list here of some of the up-and-coming boy and girl names that harken back to a special time. And there were...
Did you jot down this list?
I did. I jotted them down.
Or is this something you looked up on Bing?
Well, I looked it up on Ask Jeeves.
Okay.
I still use Ask Jeeves. But there's a couple I wanted to start out with. How about the Clifford Clarence moniker? When was the last time you heard of a Clifford or a Clarence?
Clarence, not in a long time. Clifford names come to mind, but
you can't say the big red dog.
Every time I'm forced to talk about Cheers with you, the show that Kelsey Grammer ruined.
You mean the show that Kelsey Grammer made, but that's fine.
And I was in a Bill Cosby Quaalude conversation not too long ago, and Cliff Huxtable that came up.
So you're saying Cliff Clavin and Cliff Huxtable?
Right.
Okay. All right. You know what? I didn't think about those. What about an Amos?
The only reason that famous Amos was because you tried the cookies a couple of months ago, and he was actually on an episode of The Office, if you remember.
Oh, of course I do. But do you think the name Amos is... I mean, because apparently this is the 7th most popular old-time name that's being used.
No, because I think you can get the Amos jokes,
The anus jokes.
Yeah, anus, aim it at your, anus, Amos,
So you think it's too close to anus?
Right. There's a lot of bagocking that happens there, yeah.
What about a good Orville? I like an Orville.
Orville's okay. I think, could you get away with it? I mean, I think in school you'd get picked on, but I think people would respect it once you get out into the, into the professional world.
You sound sophisticated.
Right.
I mean, now, of course, Dick, a.k.a. Richard's on the come up, but there's one more male name that I wanted to get to before I got to the female names. I'm a big Gus fan. I like Gus. It's simple. There is no, there's no law.
Look, where we're from in the Northeast, Gus is a go-to. I know a couple of Gus.
You know a Gus?
I know a Gus, yes, Gus Tatomo.
You know a Gus Tatomo? How old is Gus?
Gus, well, I was friends with his brother, Joey Tatomo, but he was the younger brother.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this Gus is in his 30s.
Yeah. He's mid-30s. And look, there's no dancing around it. There's no short for anything. Straight up, he's Gus.
He's Gus. I mean, did they call him Gussie?
Gussie, I'm sure there was a little Gussie involved. Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Mid-30s.